Now, a mother of three has avoided jail after leaving a 10-year-old girl lying unconscious following a hit and run. The woman was already banned from driving, but her solicitor said a prison sentence would end up punishing her children for her actions. So we're asking, should mothers who break the law be spared jail for the sake of their children? What do you think, Brenda?
I'm a mother of two, and I can honestly, hand on heart, say if somebody knocked over one of my children and drove off, I really don't know if I'd be able to contain myself. Because, you know, it's all well and good the defence attorney saying, what about the impact on her children? But what about the impact on that poor child that's just there without their mother, just in the road?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough with anybody, but a little 10-year-old child, you don't know, she might, when she grows up, she might have, you know, fear of going into a car, for example, or just being around motor vehicles. I think I have a zero tolerance to that. And the fact that she's done something before...
Well, that was my problem, because I was about to say, you know, my instinct is always to go, that's terrible, you know, she should be in prison for that. But then I do think of children. I think, actually, what good is that going to do that whole family? And then you have to maybe have social services involved, you know, and we need to look at that. But the minute I heard that she didn't have her licence, she'd been banned from driving, that's when I said no, because you obviously weren't thinking of your children.
Exactly.
When you took that car out and you knew you had been banned, you weren't thinking of your children then.
There's
and there have
got
to be consequences.
Something. Yeah, there has to be some consequences, or else you're never going to learn.
I think if we want to stop mothers or, you know, parents being put into prison, then the law needs to be changed to accommodate the innocent children. But at the moment, if you break the law, there is a punishment, and if the punishment is go to jail, then you have to serve your time. And I think, you know, there's a couple comments here. Laura says, depends on the crime. Something like hit and runs, definitely not. You know, they should go to jail. Petty crimes, yes, but ensure there's something to put them off doing it again. But I think, you know, at the moment, the law is the law, and you have to respect that, whether you're a mum or a dad.
Yeah, but prisons are overcrowded.
They are.
And, you've got to look at the crime, haven't you, and say, does the punishment justify the crime, and punishing the family
but
as well.
I think hit and run, for me, does.
And the cost, maybe, of those children being cared for by somebody else. So it's, you know, each case, I presume, Janet, has got to be looked at on its individual
merit. Yeah, I think there are a lot of inconsistencies in the sentencing that's handed out for driving offences. At the moment, the maximum sentence for failing to stop is only 6 months. Now, you know, you might think that that should be doubled or tripled because it needs to be a real deterrent, and 6 months, in my opinion, is not enough. And the maximum sentence for killing someone by careless driving is only 5 years. And you might think, well, is that enough?
It doesn't sound enough.
It doesn't sound enough. But at the same time, what do we achieve by locking up women and separating them from their children when it's the state that will cover the cost of looking after those children and supporting whoever has to look after them?
But then that's like saying, you know, if you've got children, you can kind of commit a crime and we'll all go, oh,
no,
shame,
I'm not arguing for no punishment. What I'm asking for is no incarceration. I think that woman and women who commit crimes like that, which is it's not murder. In my opinion, the only crimes that women should be incarcerated for are manslaughter and murder. And those other crimes, if they have children, they should be punished.
But men have children. But men have children. There are fathers.
Yeah, but this woman might be the sole carer of her children. We don't know. But where the woman is the sole carer of her children and she doesn't have a partner who can take over that responsibility, I personally think, and I know a lot of people won't agree with me, that she should be held to account within the community and helped to a better way of life, because often these people have... Right. Should be some kind of community service. It should be some kind of education. Often these people are the least educated and the most needy people in society, and they do need counselling. They need support.
We don't have that, Janet.
Well,
we don't have any of those services.
It would still be cheaper than putting someone in prison, which is the most expensive option.
It is expensive, and I think, you know, there are people in prison who for more minor, some would say minor crimes.
Well, there are a
than
lot of
that.
women in prison for being drug mules, where they were forced into carrying drugs, threatened with, you know, rape and violence, and forced to carry drugs, and then they're caught carrying drugs or bringing them into this country, and they're serving quite long sentences. And you could argue what's
But there
been
will still
achieved
be
by that.
people. But there will still be people saying, you know what? I struggle for money. I'm a single mother. I'm not a drugs mule. I haven't committed crimes. I don't drive my car without.
I realise my point of
licence.
view is unpopular, but it's my point of view and what I feel really strongly about, and I've written about it on numerous occasions, and I know that 9 out of 10 viewers won't agree with me, but I am not happy with locking up women.
Well, yeah, they don't agree with you, I'm afraid, but then you knew that. but you know that. And it is,
Yeah,
like you
well,
said,
we
it's
live in
not
a democratic society, luckily. It's not brainwashing, 100%.
We said, should mothers who break the law avoid prison? 93% of you said no.